Hello friends, you're interested in some Burning Crusade pre-raid BIS, so we'll go ahead and get started with the helmet. Now your first option, and a fairly expensive option I'm sure, White Men Hood, tailoring BOE, but you probably want to be a tailor to use it. A lot of reasons to be a tailor in the Burning Crusade, as you'll soon see. Hollowed Crown is an easier to achieve option from Harbinger Skyris in the Arcatraz. Not as good as White Men Hood, but also not going to cost you as much money. Moonglade Cowl, another option, dropped by Warp Splinter in the Botanica. And finally, the Watcher's Cowl from Cenarian Expedition, Revered Reputation. Now for your necklace, the best piece is the Necklace of Resplendent Hope from Epoch Hunter and Heroic Old Hillsbrad. That's likely going to be a hassle to get, not necessary, so I would probably go with the Sethic Oracle's Focus from Sethic Hall's quest, Brother Against Brother. Easy run, just, a quest to do and you've got it. Natasha's Guardian from the Blade's Edge Mountains quest, The Houndmaster, is also an option. For the shoulders slot, and you knew this set was going to be mentioned, the Primal Mooncloth shoulders, tailoring BOP, like I said before with the White Man Hood. Pre-raid wise, there's a lot of incentive to be a tailor, even if you're not a primarily cloth user. Primal Mooncloth set and arguably the White Men set are among the best pieces you could have before going into the Karzan. If you don't want to bother with that, Vestia's Pauldrons of Inner Grace from the Cache of the Legion and the Mechanar is probably your best option. You also have Hollowed Pauldrons from Grandmaster Vorpal and the Shadow Labyrinth. For gloves, Gloves of the Living Touch is your best piece here. It's a leatherworking BOE, and like the White Men set and the Primal Mooncloth set, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's probably not necessary to purchase this, but hey, it's a BIS list, so here you go. An alternative is the Fathom Heart Gauntlets from Warlord Calathresh in the Steam Vaults. If you don't want to bother with that one, Prismatic Mittens of Healing, dropped by Commander Soranus in the Botanica, is also an option. For the Cloak slot, there are several options. Life-Giving Cloak is a BOE world drop. Again, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Bishop's Cloak is another option, 25 Badges of Justice. Now if you're not interested in getting either of those, there are several blue cloaks that are pretty much on par with each other. The easiest one to get is probably the Avian Cloak of Feathers from Sethic Hall's Talon King Icus, since you'll likely be going to Sethic Halls for other quests and other drops anyway. For the Bracer slot, Bindings of the Time Walker is the best piece. It requires the Keepers of Time Exalted reputation. Probably not worth the hassle, but hey, there you go. Some alternatives: Primal Surge Bracers from Aeonis and Black Morass. Shatrath Wraps from the Shadow Labyrinth quest, The Soul Devices, is probably an easy grab if you don't want to bother with the other options. For the belt, once again, Primal Mooncloth, tailoring BOP. If you want to spend the money and you really want to give it your all, the Primal Mooncloth set is a great option for any healer. But if you don't want to do that, Girdle of Divine Blessings, a BOE world drop, and Lifeblood Belt, also another BOE world drop. You can grab some of those. Shouldn't be that expensive. There's other options, but those are probably the easiest ones to grab. For chest, of course, Primal Mooncloth robes, tailoring BOP. If you don't want to spend the money and time on that, Hollowed Garments, dropped by Murmur and the Shadow Labyrinth, is probably the best bet. Harness of Deep Currents, also dropped by Murmur and the Shadow Labs. So a lot of incentive to go to the Shadow Labyrinth because you can get two arguably best pieces in one boss. For your leg slot, the White Men Pants, tailoring BOE, if you want to use it with White Men Hood, is an option. In my opinion, you really want to be a tailor to bother with this set, but I don't think it's necessary. It's not like the Primal Mooncloth set. They're not super above par of other options, but they're probably the best options if you want to spend the money and want to give it your all. Hollowed Trousers, dropped by Talon King Icus in the Sethic Halls, is also an option. Starcaller's Plated Leggings, Dementius the All-Devouring quest, and Netherstorm is a good call too. For boots, Boots of the Pious from Pathelion the Calculator and the Mechanar Heroic is probably your best bet. Barring that, Jeweled Boots of Sanctification from Warbringer Omrog and the Shattered Halls, and Slippers of Serenity from Exarch Maladar and the Alchemist Crypts. It's probably Alchemist. The rings, you do have several options. Bands of Halos is 25 badges of justice. Cosmic Life Band, dropped by Nethermancer Sapathria in the Mechanar. Celestial Jewel Ring from a Netherstorm quest, hitting the Motherlode. And then, depending on your faction, Ancestral Band or Ring of Convalescence. You can get that with Revered Rep, with Thrallmar, or Honor Hold. For trinkets, if you want to go the extra mile and get fancy, you can be an Alchemist and use the Alchemist Stone. Don't know as it's necessarily advisable to do that, but hey, it's an option. Essence of the Martyr, you can purchase it with 41 badges of justice. Scarab of the Infinite Cycle, dropped by Aeonis in the Black Morass. Bangle of Endless Blessings, Warp Splinter, Botanica. Now, if you want to be a scumbag, just go buy 2 Lower City prayer books. You can get that with Lower City Revered, probably the easiest and quickest option, and it's not too shabby. End of Eternity, a BOE Blacksmith Hammer. Probably costs you a lot of money, and I would prefer to go with the Gavel of Pure Light. You can get that with a Shatar Exalted Reputation. If you got the cash, buy the Hand of Eternity. If not, get the Gavel. If you're strapped for cash, I would prefer to buy the Primal Moonclaw set than the hammer. Now, before you get those, you have the option of Lightsworn Hammer from Kargath Bladefist in the Shattered Halls, and Hammer of the Penitent from Mechanalord Capacitus in the Mechanar. For your offhand, Tears of Heaven, 25 Badges of Justice, or Windcaller's Orb, Cenarian Expedition, Exalted Reputation. Now, if you're a Paladin or a Shaman, you want to have a shield, or at least I do. You know, it's style and all that. So Crystal Pulse Shield is a nice BOE world drop that shouldn't be that expensive that you can use until you get one of those other pieces, or forever. Style and all that, you know. Now for the Relic slot, Blessed Book of Nagrins from a Nagrin quest in Ultimate Bloodsport, and Librum of the Lightbringer from Commanders Seranus and the Botanica. I would just go ahead and grab both of these. No reason really not to. That concludes the TBC Holy Paladin Pre-BIS guide. Have a good one.